This is a primary source. It's document B, Mingo White's narrative. Levy D. Shelby Jr., an African-American interviewer for the Federal Writers Project, conducted this interview with former slave Mingo White sometime between 1936 and 1938. White was in his 90s at the time of this interview, which took place in Tuscumbia, Alabama. I was born in Chester, South Carolina, but I was mostly raised in Alabama. When I was about 4 or 5 years old, I was loaded in a wagon with a lot more people in it. Where I was bound, I didn't know. Whatever became of my mother and my father, I didn't know for a long time. I was told there were a lot of slave speculators in Chester to buy some slaves for some folks in Alabama. I remember that I was taken up on a stand, and a lot of people came around and felt my arms and legs and chest and asked me a lot of questions. Before we slaves were taken to the trading post, old Master Crawford told us to tell everybody that asked us if we had ever been sick, to tell them that we've never been sick in our life. We had to tell them all sorts of lies for our master or else take a beating. I was just a little thing, taken away from my mother and father just when I needed them the most. The only caring that I ever had or knew anything about was given to me by my friend of my father. His name was John White. My father told him to take care of me for him. My father and mother were sold from each other too at the same time as I was sold. I was nothing but a child enduring slavery, but I had to work the same as any man. I went to the field and hosed cotton, pulled fodder, and picked cotton with the rest of the hands. I kept up too to keep from getting any lashes. Source: interview with Mingo White in A Folk History of Slavery in the United States from interviews with former slaves, copywritten 1936 through 1938. I also want you guys to notice down here the vocabulary words. If there was a word that you did not understand or you did not know the meaning, this is where you would look. So for example, we talked about hosed, right? Here it is, hosed cotton. What did that mean? Watered cotton. So you can see the similarity in the words. A hose used for watering things. Well, they hose cotton. They would water cotton.